Praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAQUADASH, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the occupant that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Really quick video. I think I've seen this guy before. I believe another brother did a video on this guy before, you know, and guys like him, TikTok food reviewers and it's ridiculous. I really don't have very much to say about anything like this. I never usually do. But this is what Esau has created. Everybody would say this is people would say this is just black people wilding out or whatever. Whenever you see a so-called black person, quote unquote wilding out, just know that Esau created that. Right? Just know that Esau created it. I mean, we don't have our heritage. I mean, we're believing in every little thing. We're believing in everything but what we're supposed to be believing in, right? And wonder why we're out of control. Wonder why we have no substance. Wonder why we bring no substance at this point, man. Right? We're degenerates, and this is what the Lord said was going to happen to us. Just know that this is the curses. This is exactly how you know that we're the Israelites, because you got us looking like this. No wonder everybody says that we can't be the people of God, because you got stuff like this. That's why you don't see those small heads acting like this, right? Number one, like I said, is because number one, they're not the people of God. The people of God are going to be bugged out. That's just what it is. The people of God are going to be bugged out. Is proof in the scriptures, right? Let's get two. It's two that I always two or three that I always usually get. All right, let's get degenerate plant. All right. And you already know where I'm going to go at next, right? Deuteronomy 28. That's exactly where I'm going to go at next. You got a lot of people out there trying to debunk that, right? Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. Yet I planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me, right? So the Lord has turned us into degenerates. But originally, we were planted a holy right seed. We were planted a noble vine of nobility. Well, you see what we got here. This is what our nobility looks like now. Right? We're eating all messed up. We're sleeping with every little thing that we want to sleep with. I just seen another video of two black women. They were coworkers arguing in front of a bunch of people, right? You guessed it, at a fast food joint. Those it makes sense why the spirit is real heavy to stay out of those fast food spots, man. They are loaded, absolutely loaded, loaded with demons. Right? The food, the atmosphere, nothing about it is righteous. Nothing about those fast food places are righteous. This is why you have Jake and Edomites even bugging out in there, man. Because nothing about fast food places is safe. Nothing about it is mentally sane. All right, it's not good. The whole environment, the whole thing is not good. None of the food, everything is not good. All right, the greasy air that you're breathing in, you know what I mean, is not good. Though it may smell good, right? But that stuff that you're breathing in is not good, right? And where is this guy? He's sitting in some restaurant, as he always does. It seems like, because he's a food reviewer, right? Piling on a bunch of garbage, man. And like I said, you don't have to be 500, 600, 700 pounds plus even, right, to be unhealthy, to be diabetic, or any of these things that so-called fat people have a problem with. You will have the same problem that they have, right? Anyway, let's get the other one. All right, let's get the other one that I said I was going to get. Deuteronomy. Let's get 28. There's two that I really get in Deuteronomy 28. I believe one of them is 28 and 28. I know 28 and 15, but I believe another one is 28 and 28. Yeah, that's the one that I always get. All right. Uh, yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. It says, "The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart." Right. That's one of them. Actually, there's another one. That's another good one. Is it Deuteronomy 28? Let's see. It might be further up. Let's see here. This is a good one. 28, 40, 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee, which I commanded thee. And they shall wander upon for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. All right. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, uh, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Part of that destruction, a big part of that destruction right now, is that social media. We were already dumbed down. We didn't know who we were. You see the process. Separate the families, take the fathers away. Take the heritage, take the language. Take their names, take whatever they got away from them. Take everything that they got away from them and give them every other god except their God. I would be absolutely afraid right now if I were them. I say this all the time. If I was Esau, Edom, and the rulers of this place, I would absolutely be afraid. And it only makes sense. I really can't blame them for wanting to for turning us like this, man. Because the further we are to this, the further we are away from our power. And if we're away from our power, we got nothing, right? We us that believe in the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, that have the faith, we have no power here. All right. But do you see how great we are when we put our minds to stuff through the spirit of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI? Do you see how well we can interpret these scriptures, right? Interpret things in general. How well we can handle situations throughout our work week and stuff like that. I mean, it's amazing. Like I said, we don't have any form of power here, right? As far as, power, you know what I mean? But it's really insane how even even being out there, even being able to go out there on the highways and on the hedges to do what we do for maybe for a short time, but it is what it is. Because we do know the Lord is going to pull the plug on this place, right? And eventually we're not going to be able to go out there. But it's just crazy how well, or how we don't associate ourselves with anything about this world, right? But we have no power here, right? So I really almost can't even blame them for destroying us like they did, taking us further away from the Heavenly Father, because, like I said, they're afraid, and they should be. When you see them making Jake like this, turning them upside down like Felice Johnson and Diddy and those Hollywood freaks in there, right? That is a sign of fear, because they are afraid, right? They are afraid. They literally got on national TV and said so-called black men are the biggest threat. And it's just like, all you have to do, you would think it makes no sense, because all you got to do is call 911 against, it could be a group of 200 black men out there, right? All you got to do is call 911. One little scrawny weasel looking cop comes up, they're all going to run. They're all going to run. So how it makes you wonder, how in the world is the people like that a threat when one little scrawny, not even a white cop even, you know what I mean? Just any cop, you know what I mean? Like it makes you wonder how is a people like that the threat that you can get rid of so easily? It's because of this. They are afraid, and like I said, they should be. They know. This is actually the one I was looking for. They know these scriptures. They know who we are. They know why we're going through what we're going through. This is why they make movies like Independence Day, War of the Worlds, because those so-called UFOs that you see on those movies they're coming, man. All right. I mean, everybody sees spotting UFOs now. It's no longer a secret. See, before it was just all speculation and wow, maybe it was photoshopped and stuff like that. Now you do have AI, so you really gotta be careful now too, right? So now it's on a whole new level. But again, that's another form of deception, right? So now next time you see another UFO video, AI. Well, even if it is AI, guess what? What happened before this AI stuff came out, right? And you gotta know some of it is not AI, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. It says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." Right. So, there was a waiter at the beginning of this video who seemed to be an Edomite. But there was a waiter looking at this guy. If I was there, I would probably. But the other video was a Jake looking at him too. Like what am I looking at? Man, I mean this video here is literally the prime example of like wow. Anyway, so yeah, now shall become a proverb, an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Right. So you see videos of so-called black people wilding out. You know, the thing is, everybody does it. It's just that Jake just show it more because, well, this is not our society. This is not our rest, right? We're the ones that catch. Jake is the one that catch the most hell, man. All right. So obviously, they're not going to act exactly as other nations, right? Um, as far as the bugging out aspect, because like I said, this is not the other nations. They're flourishing here, so it's easy for them to sit up there, look on the outside, and say, "Yeah, these black people just messed up." Yeah, well, how? You know what I mean? How? Yeah, look at the history. How? Y'all. I mean, and this also kills the fact that we have a lot of people sit up there and say, even so-called black people sit up there and say they're thankful for slavery because it civilized us. No, actually, it uncivilized us. Do you see how we're acting now? The American way is not it. It never has been it. What do you mean civilized us? They destroyed us. Talking about, they got black pastors sit up there talking about, yeah, well, if it wasn't for slavery, we'd still be living in grass huts. Well, it's better than behaving like this, man. It's better than walking amongst a bunch of goddamn YNs. I don't give a goddamn, man. I'll live in a grass hut. But do you really think I want to be around a bunch of YNs? And where do these YNs come from? Again, that stuff is created. That's not us. That is not us. That is the way of the heathen. That is not the way of Israel. That is the way of Esau. Esau is barbaric. He's demonic. And now look at Jake. They just took it on a whole new level. Jake is barbaric and demonic, man. Just like Esau. We learned this language from y'all. Right? Y'all had a nerve to sit up there and try to make fun of the way we talk. We are the way you Edomites used to talk, especially down south. we learned this from you idiots, man. Back then, like back in King David's days, King Saul's days, King Solomon's days, man, we had some type of substance. What you mean civilized us? Man, we were kings back then. What are you talking about? Well, look at us now. Put on suit and ties. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, neighbor. Versus back how we were back then, kings and priests. You know, warriors even. Right? Look at us now. Bums and like I said, some of us simps, a lot of us simps, a lot of us YNs. We wasn't like this before, man. Right? Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, Salaki, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? So, and you, like I said, you can read on down, and it just goes on, and on, and on down the list, man. All right. So anyway, that's all I got on this, man. I'm not going to keep this any longer than what it has been. It really wasn't supposed to be this long. All right. But anyway, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.